So tonight's agenda is who we are, ways to engage, and membership benefits, slideshow about Rovers playing outside. Jen does a great job of putting together stuff about stuff people have done. And then at the end, we'll have breakout rooms for different activities. First item here, I might get my slides. There we go. Who is Rovers? Started in 1954, before most of us were on the planet. It's a group effort. Everything is 100% volunteer driven. There are no paid staff, and it's been going like that for quite some time. We're always looking for volunteers. The trips are cost shared, and they're quite inexpensive. They're coordinated year round by members, and it could be anywhere outside, could be overseas, could be local. Anything from beginner to advanced, from a few hours to several weeks. Ways that you can engage with Rovers are, for example, tonight's Tuesday meeting. You can also be a presenter. All those trips that people have done are potentially a presentation. So there's been canal trips to England, and we've had several members present those trips and talk about what they did on those. Others have talked about Appalachian Trail trips, Pacific Crest Trail, any number of different things. So I'm always encouraging folks, tell that story. Everyone would love to hear it. You can join a trip, you can coordinate a trip. If it weren't for the coordinators, we wouldn't have the trips that we have. Just if you want to do something and you want to invite your rover friends, that's what we're here for. Could be a bike trip, a hike for the day, could be a weekend trip or longer. There's also volunteer opportunities, conservation, trail clearing as a board or committee member, a trip coordinator, assist with a special project. There's a number of those throughout the year. For example, the extravaganza, which we touched on briefly, Nordic opener, and other things. I believe there's the Prairie Seed Collection coming up, which is one of our conservation efforts. There's also a members only e-group where these trips that are posted get published to the members. If it takes a day or so to get the trip posted on the website, if you got a trip you want to do because tomorrow you don't have to work and the weather looks great, you can shoot a message out to the e-group and invite people who are available. Just say where and when and what you're going to do and go out and have fun. We're also on our website, mnrovers.org. We have a Facebook group, Meetup, and YouTube, as I mentioned earlier. Tuesday meetings. We have 4, sometimes 5 meetings a month. The first meeting is an in-person potluck. The third Tuesday is in-person and Zoom, a hybrid meeting. So it's a chance to actually be in a room together with other folks and have the presenter there if possible. The other meetings, the second, fourth, and those infrequent fifth Tuesdays are all on Zoom. So we're trying to get everybody engaged. Zoom has been working out great for us. And that covers the winter, basically September through May, excuse me, September through April. May through August, we meet outdoors at Como Park near the conservatory. Few upcoming presentations that we have. Uh, September 16th, Great Allegheny Passage. September 23rd, Kumano Kodo Pilgrimage Trail in Japan. Apologies for pronunciation, of course. And then later in October, a section of the AT. And as I mentioned earlier, past presentations you will find on YouTube. And we have an extensive collection of gear. David, would you like to speak about that?
Yes, the gear is available free to members, but only for a posted Rovers trip. So if you want to use the gear, you have to post a Rovers trip and open up other Rovers
Not
to it in
showing
order
up.
to use the gear. Um, and uh, there's a lot of stuff there. I'm one of the assistants. Bruce is the gear director. He's doing a great job. And just contact us in advance, a couple of weeks in advance, to arrange a time, and we'll do what we can to get that gear to you. We like to see this gear get used.
All right. Thank you, David. Some of the things that people have done over the years, outdoor related stuff, and summer and winter. Most people don't paddle in the winter, but Lake Superior doesn't always freeze over. I don't know that I would do that. Um, so backpacking, hiking, rock climbing, winter activities, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, hiking, downhill skiing, snowboarding, all this stuff, road and mountain biking. Winter camping for those ambitious and venturesome folks, and conservation, volunteering, and trail clearing. Uh, we have a very close relationship with the Border Route Trail, and those folks are always looking for volunteers for that. Day trip activities, hiking could be a weekday, could be a weeknight, weekend. Hikes are regularly scheduled. Paddling, lots of opportunities for paddling in the area. And these are all ideas for day trip stuff. Bike rides. There's frequently twice a week bike rides regularly scheduled, weather permitting, of course. There's others that pop up throughout the weeks over the summer. Check the website for those. Examples of overnight activities. The beginner backpacking program has a trip coming up, and the beginner backpacking program is something that was put together by a Rover member some years ago to help people become more comfortable with backpacking. A lot of folks say, I want to backpack, but they don't know how to get into it. And a group of people has been promoting that program. So that's a trip coming up. There's a Border Route Trail maintenance trip. And this is a wilderness maintenance, the one that's here, which means it's carry in hand tools only, not power tools. September 26th to the 1st, hiking camping in New Mexico. And then autumn colors trip later in October in Minnesota. And again, the website has the most current information on that. Pam, did you want to speak on Border Route Trail? Is Pam here?
Yes, I am. Let me pull myself up. Hi, everybody. We do have two trips this fall, and I was just pulling it up so I would know. I didn't expect to get called up quite this quick. Um, anyway, Chris Fothergill and Steve Bush have one coming up Friday, September 19th through the 24th of September. Going to hike in 4 miles and then have a base camp. And you don't have to stay the whole time, especially since you have a base camp. You could go in for just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back home if you got to go to work or anything like that. But if you have questions, please contact Chris. And then the other one is our trip, which is the first weekend in October. And yes, I know it conflicts with the extravaganza, but sometimes you only have so much time to do things. And everybody has different schedules. So ours is a 3-day trip, and I'm pretty sure our base camp's going to be at McFarland. The difference we use mechanized equipment, And it's always fun. It's work, but it's fun. So we'd love to have you. And we also feed you 2 of your 3 meals per day. So contact us. We still need some more people. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Rovers has a very close relationship with the Border Route Trail because it was actually started by Rovers, and it's now become part of the North Country Trail.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry,
Yep.
I do have the informational hike coming up on next Tuesday, and
Okay.
it should be done by 7. Anyway, it's just so people can meet face to face, and if they have questions about the BRT, and you don't have to be coming on a maintenance trip. You can be planning a through hike, a section hike, or just wanting to know more about it. So, and if you also, you don't have to be going on the BRT. Maybe you're going to go on the SHT and you just want to walk with your pack with some fellow hikers. So join us, please.
Excellent. Thank you, Pam. Volunteering opportunities, things like free bikes for kids, and that group has taken any level of volunteer. Anybody can take a rag and a bucket of water and wash a bike. Some folks are actually capable of making the bike work better. Any of that, all of it in between. City of Lakes Lopet Festival Aid Station, go out and help with that. And the Minnesota Nordic Ski Opener, typically up at Elm Creek. That's a fun morning and afternoon opportunity as well. So extravaganza is all about telling rovers and getting out and doing stuff, telling about what rovers can do. And this is coming up here soon. Stacy had mentioned a few things earlier. We can see where the website is there for getting set up for registration. There will be gear available for use if you don't have any. This is one of few opportunities where you do not have to be a member of Rovers for an overnight trip. It's at Interstate Park at Taylor's Falls, very convenient. I was up there last week. Looking forward to getting up there for this trip. We have a sample schedule of events. This is kind of a conglomeration of what we've seen in the past. The schedule for this year is always fluid. So for example, there's bicycling in the morning, hiking in the afternoon. There could be hiking in the morning, could be night hikes. Occasionally we have some very avid astronomers show up with their minivan full of telescopes and that sort of thing. And if you're into stand-up comedy, there's the Fireside Follies. So the Rovers version of stand-up comedy. Sunday, we'll do breakfast, a site cleanup, and then some more activities. And everybody's welcome to stay as long as they want at the park after all of that. Fall colors could be coming out by then as well. Here's a picture from a previous extravaganza. My screen looked odd there for a second. So that was at Baker Park a few years ago. Some of the member benefits, there's trip coordinators that have various outdoor experience. All of the stuff we talked about before, anyone can be a coordinator. If you can pick a place and a time and coordinate what gear is needed, where to meet, and that kind of stuff, anyone can coordinate. The trips are typically very inexpensive. They're all cost shared. Nobody makes money off of these. I've had some fantastic trips to England with that, and they've been very inexpensive and well run. If you're going on an official rover trip and you don't have a piece of gear that you might need, as a rover, you can borrow that from the gear locker that you heard about earlier. It's a pretty extensive set of gear available to members. The e-group I mentioned earlier, there's also a gear swap group where if you're looking for a piece of gear, you can ask about that. Or like some of us, you have extra gear that might need a new home. You can put it out there for someone else to perhaps take it off your hands. There's a handful of vendor discounts, climbing gyms, sporting goods stores, shops, and outfitters. All those, that list is on the Rovers website. So the classic, how much does this cost? 25 bucks a year for if you're in the 7-county metro area. If you're a full-time student and you're anywhere else, it's $10 a year. And we've talked about over the years, it's 25 bucks is 7 cents a day, 49 cents a week, et cetera, et cetera. Is this a subscription that is better than some of those other subscriptions you've forgotten about? Come join us. And now we have a slideshow that Jen put together.
Sheltered from the sunlight in the shade beneath the tree. We hide behind the shadows like an orphaned refugee. The apple tree of knowledge shed its fruit along the way. The injury is fading, but the hunger is here to stay until the day when there's no memory of what we used to be. Golden sunrise, burn your eyes, fill your dark skies, and made you blind. Oh, the heads all turn to darkness when the sun engulfs the sky. The brightness overwhelming to the unadjusted eye. We're taught to follow blindly like there's nothing here to see. A slave to some philosophy will somehow make you free, and you will be so gladly handcuffed and lightened from above. Golden sunrise on your eyes, fill your dark skies, made you blind. Oh, with ignorance a virtue, the question is a sin. Is there no remedy for the state that we are in? With knowledge on a leash, it's like a terminal disease, and we won't be awake to see that we are fading out. Golden sunrise on your eyes, fill your dark skies, made you blind. Another day in darkness for the ones who've seen the light. Broken eyes are shining in the stillness of the night. They never see the beauty of the world as it is. They made you blind. Oh.
Well, there we are. That's a showcase of Rovers through the seasons. Thanks, Jen, for putting that together. And as you saw at the end, Jen loves to do these presentations and is always looking for photos. Thank you to everybody who helps out, the board and committee members, the intro show volunteers, trip coordinators, all of you, conservation, trail clearing, both organizers and participants, volunteers for the extravaganza, anyone who's done a presentation on Tuesday, and the beginner backpacking volunteers. Thank you all. Those are all things that make Rovers what it is. This is our current board of directors. consider being a board member in the future. We're always looking for volunteers. We all want to serve for a time and then move on and let someone else take over. We also have a number of committees that support the board, and these are the folks that support all of that. This is another way to volunteer with Rovers. Might not be quite as intimidating as a board position, but please consider offering any expertise or just time that you might have to help out.
Thanks for watching this Minnesota Rovers presentation. If you want to see more, please click on the link to our channel or the subscribe button below. Thank you.